Hello, welcome to Z Explains BG. I am Z. We're just watching my friends Albert and David play their 9-point, their online 9-point match. Looks like they're well into the match. We've got Albert on the bottom for change, David on the top. Okay, looks like Albert's up 4-away, 7-away. Albert needs 4 points to win the match. Okay, David gets a pretty reasonable cube in here. Boy, Albert is super underdeveloped, and he should probably be a little cautious due to the score. So this seems like a pretty strong cube. One I would actually let go. Because, I mean, it seems like a decent cube for money, and I think Albert should be somewhat cautious at the score. Yeah, I agree with Albert's pass. Okay, now it's 4-away, 6-away. Okay, let's see how Albert wants to play this. He plays a little conservative lead, given that he's up in the match. I would usually do that too. And actually, this is what I do for money. I split for money. But at like lopsided of match scores, when I want when I really want a gammon, I'll bring 2 checkers down with the opening 5-4. Which is like maybe XG rollout like slightly prefers splitting, but it's pretty close. So that's why you can sort of let the match score determine. All right, so David locks up the 20-point there as opposed to hitting. Yeah, locks up a good point. Wouldn't have been 100% clear to me, but no, locking up the 20 points. He's pretty solid. All right, so 2-6. Yeah, pretty bad 2-6 for Albert. I mean, so he's leaving 1s and 6s here. He could have slotted the 7, left 2s, 3s, and 6s. Better position when missed, but he's very unlikely to be missed. Oh, okay. He duplicated aces here apparently. So that was probably a good play, duplicating, giving David aces to hit while he has aces to cover. Yeah, he's got a million men back already, so he doesn't mind getting hit again. Although I would be a little inclined to lock up the 5-point here like this, as opposed to hitting the checker on the 23. That sort of a poorly placed checker down there. 5-2 for Albert. I assume he's hitting in the outfield. Black on roll, and then now I would hit that. 2-5, pretty decent shots. 3-2. Okay, let's see how David wants to form his defensive position. A little 4-5 game with checker back on the 22. So he's not necessarily going to be playing a back game here. But it's still good to have the 2 anchors because it's going to cause lots of problems. And if David gets hit a bunch more times, he will be able to fall back on a decent back game. So I guess I do kind of like this plan where you make the 22 and then you play 13 to 10. I don't know what else there is. Like you don't want to make the 18-point. Like you prefer because then you get attacked inside. So you want to keep your 20 as opposed to the 18. So I think what's happened so far is you play 23 to 20, and you might be having some internet issues or something. Because I mean, if you play 23 to 21, not 23 to 20. Play 23 to 21, and then I think the 3 is pretty much forced at that point after you decide to make both anchors, you know. So I think he might just be having some internet issues, unfortunately. Maybe we can take a look at that previous cube action where Albert passed, where David has the 4 prime. Let me just set up what I think it was. Was it this? This? No, it was 1 checker back. That's what it was. Maybe it was this. 5 pips, 5 pip difference. This might have been it. So yeah, like as white, I would cube this for money, and then like I wouldn't care that much what my opponent did. But given that black really has nothing, I think it's a double pass for money. Even though black has escaped a guy and he's doing okay in the race, I think just positionally he's kind of busted. Okay, no, the computer does take for money. Although it's pretty close. It might be very close on the rollout. Um, so the score was 2-5. Which I think just because of the lopsidedness of the score, I think maybe that will push it into pass territory. Yeah, pretty solid pass. So you see the score effect. If the score was like 4-5, what's that? Still a pass, I guess. Yeah, still a pass, but it's getting closer. All right, it looks like David's back. So that is probably a take for money. Interesting. Hmm. Ooh, what did David do there? He gave up. Why did David give up his second anchor? You don't like that. I mean, it is more flexible, but it looked like he has enough. It looked like he had enough flexibility, regardless. Even after keeping the second anchor. So something seemed off there. Although I didn't see exactly what happened. All right, so 4-1 for David. Yeah, this looks solid. Yeah, I don't think you give. I mean, you could give up the 8 point to hit, but you're giving up a ton of structure for something that's unlikely to work. Okay, so 3-2 for Albert. Yeah, I would probably end up doing this also. Another play may be worth looking at was 10-8, 21-18. Try to get the guy out of there. Keep the mid. It doesn't make the 10, but keeps the midpoint. It might have been worth a look. Ooh, 6-6. Interesting. Well, I suppose he's making the 3 and the 2 points. Oh no, he has this different plan where he escapes a guy and builds some blocking structure. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe this is actually the better plan because if you make the 3 and the 2, the blitz is a little thin because you got all those checkers back. So David's play like kind of moves at least one of those checkers, which is kind of a big deal. That was an interesting play. I'd have to take a good look at that one. He looks good by Albert. David doesn't have anything with all those checkers trapped. Albert rolls badly here, maybe. It's kind of bad, but not bad enough, I think. All right, he's going after him. He could also run from the back also. Although maybe he gets in a cube here. Oh no, he's waiting because he's so trapped, he's waiting for one more improvement. And now I think he's probably going to cube. Because this is fairly gammonish. So, and David's pretty stuck still. So it's not really that clear what Albert should do. So good, well-timed double by David, I think. Albert has that blot on his ace point, which is a huge liability, so he passes. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Yeah, without the blot on the ace point, I'd be a little more inclined to try it. But with Albert's blot on the ace point, I think Albert probably had the right idea there. Okay, so Albert. Okay, there's a play here. We enter with the 2 and then make the asset in the outfield with the 3. It seems like the best he can do. I mean, obviously there's lots of like hitting options, or you can make an anchor, but it's a safe. The 22-point anchor is not that important, and you lock up a nice outfield asset. So I do like how Albert played that. I like how Albert played this also. Is playing this for 2. Okay. 5-4. Hopefully he sees the hits. Good, he does. So it's 4 away, 5 away. He can double it dance actually. All right, David keeps the back checkers out of harm's way. It's 4 away, 5 away. So yeah, you can consider queuing this, but I would probably hold off also. Like, despite the fact that Albert's winning the match, he should be like a little aggressive with the cube and gammonish positions because he's 4 away. All right, so David's hitting maybe. This would be a tough one for me. It's pretty exposed. Offhand, this looks a little better than hitting. I don't know. You sort of don't have any problems if you do that. Yeah, this is safe on black side of the board, but the 20 point looks super key here. Because Albert's like poised to sort of fill that in. So I don't like how David played that in the end. Okay, now he can make an offensive point, which I would not do this. I would make the 5. I think maybe he overlooked it, or maybe just jumped at 1. I mean, his play is like, it has some merit. Because he's making like a nice 4 prime. The problem is the distribution and the blot on the midpoint is bad. And you're giving up your midpoint, which is like an okay asset. So yeah, I'm pretty sure David played that incorrectly. Here, I would not play it like this. Like if I come in with the 4, I would play 13 to 10. But okay, so Albert anchors, which yeah doesn't get attacked, so it's pretty reasonable. Yeah, good play by David. 6-2. Both players have like weird primes. All right, so black on roll. Yeah, he's super trapped. So even though sometimes he makes a nice 6 prime. He doesn't double. I'm wondering if he should be cubing that because he loses market on a 6 pretty big, I would think. And if he doesn't roll a 6, he's still winning by a decent margin. So maybe there was an opportunity in there to send a cube over. Okay, he does it now. I still a little trapped. 17 pips. Huh. The Albert passed quickly, but I wouldn't have been sure about that one, especially because I think it should be. I think well, in non-gammonish positions anyway, Albert can take a little deep there. His take point's a little lower than normal, but he's obviously trapped. He's obviously trapped behind a 5 prime. I don't know if I ended up taking that though. I don't know. Okay, David with the 4-4. Go 4. You can make the 4 into 2 points. Put some teeth into your position. Pretty good at four-way score. You know, you really want to build up a gammonish position and offer a nice powerful cube. I mean, this is safe and this is safer and escapes a guy. He's up in the race, so this has some merit. It might have gone the other way though. 4-2, good. Good. No, I don't think so. This looks suspicious. He's down in the race, so stepping up isn't the greatest. Yeah, oh yeah, here I go after him. I don't want to get attacked myself. And the board strength's now equal. Okay, I would not expose another blot. Although this duplicates 1, so actually maybe this is okay. Right, once to hit, once to cover, he goes with it. Yeah, maybe, or probably he's right actually. I was thinking 6-2, but due to the 1 duplication, this really has a lot going for it. Yeah, do that and a double a bad number by white. This is the best number. And then black is just dead, I think. He's in the race, but it's tough to convert this to a race. And white wins more gammons than black, so it's kind of a big deal at this score. So like even if this is a take for money, which I'd be a little skeptical of, you should pass at this score. Pretty sure. I can set this up real quick. Okay, yeah, Albert did pass. Which I agree with. I think it was this position. 8 pips. Yeah, huge pass. So it's probably pretty big pass for money too. Yeah, pretty big pass for money. Okay. Back in business. Okay, so David is 4 away. Albert is 3 away. So David actually can reasonably cube this. Well, since Albert anchored, it's not very volatile. So maybe this is like a little shy at the score, where you should be extremely aggressive when in gammonish positions. But maybe that was a bit too much. All right, now you cube. Now it was like kind of okay to double last turn, and you improved greatly. So this is sort of an obvious cube to me now. I guess I take as Albert, but I'm not even too sure about that at the score. I mean, David doesn't have that much going on. He just has his 2-point and a bunch of sort of non-powerful threats. So, although I don't know. I mean, you could justify doubling for money too, and if that's the case, then maybe Albert should pass at the score. Yeah, I'm sort of going back and forth here. Strong double in any case. Strong double. Let's see if Albert wants to take this. Like, you're not passing this for money probably by a long shot. So that's why I think you can sort of justify a take even at the score. 4 away, 3 away. We should be super conservative. Do I have the position? I'm missing a checker. Wait. Okay. Well, okay, so Albert did pass. Okay, so what is this? This is for money. Yeah, for money it's not even a double, but by a good margin. So I guess it is going to be a take at the score. Like 4 away, 3 away is a huge argument for passing as the 3 away player. But yeah, still pretty solid take at the score. Alrighty. 3 away, 3 away now. Galway does not make an anchor, but he puts his home front in decent shape, and he's not too worried about the back checkers because there's only 8 black checkers there in the zone of the 8-point stripped. Okay, so let's see. Albert should be considering cubing this. He's got an edge, and 3 away, 3 away leads to very aggressive doubling. Got sort of a clear edge, like regardless of what black does. Three checkers back though, which makes it a little questionable. So this is going to be some solid take, I would say. Assuming David plays it pretty reasonably. So the double's sort of the question. I'd like doubling if we had the 10-point and not the 11 points. But he doubles anyways. Yeah, pretty reasonable. He's got 5s, 3s, and 2s to go after black. Could hit him with a 7, which he should. Great shots. Good. Okay, assume he's hitting when he only has the stronger board as opposed to making the anchor. It's not too dangerous to do this. Nice shot by David. Yeah, do not hit anything. Just lock up good structure here. Excellent. Yeah, he is trying to do too much, I think. Right, downgrades the home front and forgoes making the nice 11 points. So yeah, this is absolutely correct. Now Albert can make a 2 double anchor game, which I would do. I mean, he's not looking to play a back game, but it's gonna cause black some problems, and Mike might get hit again. I'm not seeing anything super, clearly better anyways. All right, so David should be in the hitting business here, assuming he sees it. And I would guess I would keep going with that checker. So 21 to 16, 16 to 14, the 13 to 11 is obviously a play too. Keeping the back checkers more connected. Yeah, I don't like this plan. Yeah, you don't want to. You want to make sure your opponent plays a back game, right? You don't want to give them both forward and back game chances. You just want to, unless like he already has a back game, you generally just you want to hit when it's reasonable to do so, like it was there. All right, so let's make some practice. Let's make some progress. Yeah, I like it. 5-4, K. I like it. Oh, gosh, he's stuck playing 13-10, unfortunately. Although I know White's not too keen to hit with fives, I think, giving up the front anchor. Ooh, what does this do? Oh, slot the 4. Could be 22-4 here. That's cute. You get hit, you don't mind that much. You get missed, you get to fill in all the points. I think 22-4. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to resist it anyways. All right, Albert's got a different plan, but it's like almost as many shots. I guess he's sort of upgrading the position of his back checkers. That might be worth. I'm kind of curious what the computer likes there. Like Albert's defensive structure is still like pretty decent with the 20 and the 16 points, regardless of whether he gets hit again. Okay, so let's see. Okay, David entered with the 1. Now he has a 3 to play. Oof. Let's see. Let's see. It's 1s, 5s, and 4s back if he does this. And a bunch of blots in the outfield, and he's giving up the midpoint. Yeah, this would be a tough play. It goes behind him. I see. Sort of minimizing direct shot numbers here because it's kind of only 1s in the outfield. Yeah, that'd be tough. There's just sort of 3 or 4 different plays there. Okay. Oh, great shot by Albert. He actually hit again off the 7. He does see it. Okay, David owns the cube. Oh, great shot. Okay. Oh, can you just make the 7 here? I mean, I'd be a little tempted to hit, but it's so thin and there's no cover numbers. I think he's overlooking it. Yeah, he overlooked it. Yeah, he didn't see he could. He didn't see he could actually make the 7 by playing 15-7. That was a big oversight. It's going to cost him maybe. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's people usually don't overlook it, but I have seen people overlook plays where like you have to move the same checker twice. Like really experienced players. Sometimes there's like a blind spot there for some reason. Like you see like, okay, I can play the 6 there or play the 5 there, and then you like look around to see what other checkers can move the 3, but you don't think about moving the same checker again. So I've done that oversight many times, and I've seen others do it. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. You hit off the 12, and then you make the 10. I don't think there's any other play. Yeah, you really like blocking in those checkers on the 20 point there. Yeah, I think this is a good play. Keep trying to get the backman fluid at a time when black can't really attack all that effectively. 2-1. Yeah, you could do something pretty flexible here too, like 20-18, 24-23. Wonder a little bit about 18-16 with the 2, but probably end up doing this. Oh, hey Alex, good to see you. Yeah, we're watching Albert and David again. All right, so 5-2 from David. At the back, unfortunately, the backmen don't move. So offhand, I'd say 17-10. Just leave nothing in the outfield at a time when White would love to hit a fly shot. Yeah, I don't really get this. Like it doesn't seem to do that much to hit. So why not just 17-10? Yeah, maybe White could roll awkwardly. Although this is pretty decent. This is an okay number. Black on roll. Okay, now you get the backmen going, and then 10-8 looks like a productive deuce. I like it. 5-3. I wouldn't be sure about this one because you can hit 4-1. Okay, so Albert goes for it pretty quickly. Yeah, probably Albert had the right idea there. He's got the stronger board, you know. He's got the exposed blot in the outfield. So it seemed like a good plan. All right, so Albert seems to be winning now. I'm sorry, David seems to be winning now after this 1-5. Not anymore. Not anymore. Oh, weird position. 5-3. Oh, where's the 3? 3 is bad if you hit with it. Okay, so Albert finds this other play, which looks pretty reasonable. 5-4. Well, if you hit 11-7, it looks like you're leaving a million shots. So I guess you're doing this, or maybe 18-14 is the better 4 to keep the nice spare on the 10. It doesn't look like the checker is worse placed. There's too many shots, I think. I think what Dave is thinking about is he wants connectivity with the back checkers so he can make that with a 6 next turn. But first he has to get missed, and then he has to roll like a 6 that like makes the point cleanly. So it seems pretty unlikely to work. So I think for that reason, maybe like 18 to maybe the connectivity isn't worth that much, and so 18-14 was the better 4 there. But it did seem to work after Albert's 1-1. My play would have gotten smacked. 4-2. Okay, so he has a pretty safe play, 18-14, 6-4. Again, hitting is just too many shots against this awesome white structure. So I'm not seeing anything other than this. 6-6 does not hit. All right, well you gotta move. I think actually 22-16 with one of them is forced. So this looks right. Keeping some pressure on that outfield blot. Oh, great shot by David. I was a little bit shoddy back, but obviously this is worth it. You get missed and then you're ahead. At least cubeful ahead. Yeah, you gotta be an optimist in this game. You want to do stuff that has a reasonable chance of working out, that does great stuff when it works, and so that strongly indicates hitting is correct there. Okay, it didn't work. I see. He's thinking about hitting. It's pretty gross. Maybe you play 14-10 and just try to weather the storm, which should not be weathered. Alrighty, I get the back. They got to move some sort of back man here. So this looks pretty reasonable. Yeah, like if you can't move the guys from the 20, you pretty easily move the guys from the 16 as Albert here. One is saying, well, I mean, best for the win is to split, but I mean, you're getting gammon more. I mean, it does sort of give black a real chance to like win it. You're kind of getting gammon a lot anyways. You're kind of getting gammon a lot anyways. Maybe it was worth a shot last turn. Get out of there, get missed. Maybe you can get one guy home or make the 18 next turn. Yeah, now, so he's sort of in trouble anyways. And obviously he was quite worried about the gammon there as he should be, but it seems like clearly better for the win to like play 24-18 there. And since you're still getting gammon the other way, I might have talked myself into it. Okay, yeah, I didn't see this whole roll. It looks weird to have the checker on the 5. Did you have to play 7-5 there? Yeah, something seemed off there. I don't know. Five, 4. Okay, he's not. Okay, he's disengaging from the back, but he's not getting another builder for the 3. So there's sort of arguments both ways there. Yeah, this looks clean enough, I guess. It's probably something better though. You can probably get a third builder for the 3 point at like acceptable. There's hardly any risk here. So this looks a little better than what Albert was first thinking. And then he gets to use the builders. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, okay, so you just want to make sure the 6-6 doesn't blot here, if you can reasonably avoid it. So 16 to 10, 13 to 11 looks perfect. Yeah, too hit happy perhaps. I don't know. David didn't seem to hit. I'm looking at the chat. David thinks he might have hit too much, but it didn't look like he was. Didn't look like he hit inappropriately there. I mean, maybe we can take a look at this game. It was pretty interesting game. Pierre Kelly. Yeah, it looked like a tough. I mean, it looked like a tough match. Okay, so Albert, yeah, Albert's bearing to a safest would be to clear the 5 there. But maybe Albert's worried a little bit about black rolling 6-6-5-5 and saving the gammon. It's pretty remote though. It's pretty remote. I like this for 0 blotters. Oh no, 0 blotters the other way too. Interesting. If we roll 6-6 or something, that's quite bad. Okay, now I believe this is safest. You could bear off 2 and still leave 0 blot numbers though if you wanted. Better when you get hit down the line. Yeah, I think you probably are getting hit a little more though here. Somehow it looks cleaner to have this 2 on the 4 and 4 on the 3 as opposed to the other way around. But maybe he's still a little worried about David running off the gammon after a big double. These plays should be all pretty close. Maybe he can do it. Can he do it? Okay, doesn't waste any pips, which is good. Although the last one should have been 13 to 7 there, I think. He would have 2 crossovers here. I guess I'll get 2 crossovers like this. And it's over. All right, well, let's download this match and we'll take a look at some of these decisions. We'll just pick up where I started commentating. Give me 1 second, then we can switch to XG mode. Yes, no. Analyze. Okay, let's pick up at the, where do we come in? The 5-2 game? Yeah, this is where we came in. Yeah, we saw this was it's a pretty big pass of the score. I guess maybe I had the position. I had the position slightly wrong. I think I had an extra checker on the 8 point. But yeah, I mean, if you're unsure, if you think it's like a pretty decent double for money, you should double it. You should definitely pass at the score, which it is. Okay, 5-4. Okay. Oh, I see. So you don't hit here, but you can either make the 20 like David did, or you make the 9 point also, playing all tidy on the side of the board. Okay, lots of decent hit options here. Albert finds one of them. Okay, goes after him. 2-6, 13 to 7 isn't too bad, but yeah, I think what David saw was the nice 1 duplication. Right, once to hit, once to. I'm sorry, what Albert saw. David has once to hit, once to cover, and then I think we saw this right. We rolled 4-1. David rolled 4-1, and he's supposed to forgo hitting. Right, because the checker, the 5 point is awesome, and the placement of the checker on Black's 2 point is not awesome. Yeah, so good play by David there. Oh, hey Steve, good to see you. Happy Friday. You're playing at Paul's tournament on Sunday, so I think I will be there, assuming I feel okay in the morning. 5-2. Okay, runs and hits. 3-1. Okay, hits good. 5-2. Okay, 3-2. Yeah. This looked odd to me. Okay, so he did it with the 3-2. Yeah, I thought maybe like he first looked at this play, making the anchor, second anchor with the 2, and then playing 13 to 10, which seems sort of clear to me. Not that you're necessarily playing a back game, but the second anchor is still pretty important because you might fall back on a back game later. So I think what David was thinking was he wanted to be a little more flexible with these back checkers, but you make the right play, it's sort of flexible enough. Like you don't have too much trouble playing from here. I mean, maybe you have to give up the 21-point anchor, but he sort of voluntarily gave it up the turn before. And usually you can play from the checker on the 10-point or the checker on the 22-point. Okay, so Albert tries to get out of there. It does not work. Albert hits 4-1. Yeah, I thought this was solid. I see. Since White has a lot of checkers back, you actually can do this. Get hit back, you're going to make a second anchor somewhere. Sometimes a third anchor down the line. But no, Davis plays obviously pretty solid. Oh yeah, I saw this. I thought maybe this was worth a look. I mean, your main problem is that you're stuck back there, right? So you can make a pretty good attempt to get out of there. It's 27 shots, which isn't great. But if you stay back like Albert did, I mean, White's very happy to go after him on the 4-point. Gets a 10-point out of it, though. 10 points pretty nice. Okay, David tries to contain that checker. 3-2. Okay, answer's low. Oh, and then the 6-6. Okay. Our first impulse was like, okay, so you make this play. In other words, you make this 3 and the 2 points. But it's pretty thin, right? You only have like this 2 that covers the 5th point. Here, we can put it up on the board again. And like maybe all 2s don't even work. No, I guess all 2s do cover because you got enough flexibility back there. But it doesn't solve the problem of like having like 5 guys pretty trapped. So that's why David goes with a more positional option where he plays 24-12 and makes the 3 points. Which after I saw it did look like maybe it's okay because it makes like really nice structure. You might get this decent prime foreman. But the computer finds this hybrid play that does escape 1 and does start a blitz also. You know, it's a similar number of shots to David's play. Puts him up on the bar so black can't escape as easily or make a decent point on his side of the board. Like black is really flexible. So now that I see this looks pretty good. It sort of meets the requirements of the position, right? Because you do want to get a backman going, and you do want to attack. So he does it. I mean, I guess David's thinking he wants to prime also, but yeah, putting him up on the bar does have a lot of merits. Like for instance, 4-3. Okay, he rolled a missing number, but now he gets to build like some really nice structure. 6-1. Okay, David tries to get going. 3-3. Albert is still stuck, but builds up a decent position. 4-3. Okay, 8-4, 6-3. Gross. I probably would have done what Albert did also. Keep this bear on the 6. Computer doesn't want to leave any blocks on the home front. Yeah, so I can't cube this yet, although it's getting there. The score is a little bit of an argument for cubing, I guess. Oh yeah, okay. The computer wants to take a more positional approach. Play 20-10. Maybe gets to make the 7 or maybe attacks later. David's play goes after him right away. Yeah, I don't know. David's play actually looks pretty reasonable to me. Yeah, these 3 guys are still pretty stuck, so the computer's valuing quite a bit. Getting one of those guys going, like 12-2 is a pretty reasonable hit. Like you want to do that. It's just the computer's saying with these guys kind of stuck, running has more going for it. Usually you can attack later. Oh, this is already close to a pass. Might actually be a pass on a rollout. Yeah, probably is a pass already. 6 away, 4 away. Yeah, double pass. Yeah, blot on the ace point is really painful there. Yeah, good play here. I guess there's no alternative really. Okay, locks up the outfield asset. I like it. 5-6. Oh, 2016, 20 to 14, leaving a triple shot in the outfield. I probably would have done what David did. Although it is a million shots out here and attack stuff in here. So the computer does this. There's probably a lot of duplication. That hit here, both hit here and here. 5, 4, 6, 4. Maybe that's it though. Great when it works. Get all the guys out of there. Okay. Okay, 6, 1. Okay, yeah, computer does the normal thing. Stray 6s in the opening. Unless it's like super dangerous, yeah, usually you are playing 24 to 18. Like unless there's a lot of, unless you're exposed like crazy. Yeah, one problem with David's play, 13 to 7. There's only 3 checkers on the midpoint, so you're stripping the midpoint to make a questionable slot. Like if you had 5 guys there for some reason, you know, it'd be more going for it. Of course, the rest of the position would be different too, of course. 5, 2, 14 to 9, 13 to 11. Okay, again, a lot of shots in the outfield, but he's gonna get a lot of return action if he does get hit. If he gets missed, he gets great building power. So what does Albert do? Oh, Albert plays it like a little more conservatively. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done there. And I guess the thing you don't want to do is split into this attack when the 9 points made. Yeah, this is a good play. Good job. Good job, like avoiding the big blunderous hits. Because it just, I don't know, it does quite a bit. Don't get me wrong, but Black has a ton of return shots. 6s, 4s, and 1s. Black has the stronger board, so you can just lock up this awesome point. You're still getting hit some, but it's less painful to be hit here and then that you have the 20 point locked up. And as many fewer shots. Good. Yeah, this was wrong. I don't know if he just overlooked this or maybe he just overlooked it. Okay, goes after him pretty reasonably, although the computer does like something more solid and safe. I would probably done what David did, to be honest. All right, Albert plays solid and safe. A great shot here, making the 5 prime. What about cubing this? No, it's pretty far from a cube. Even though 6s do probably lose the market by quite a bit. I guess he's cracking first. 2, 1. Okay, keeps the 5 prime. Nifty little play. Oh, it's not even a double, really? I mean, I think I would have found the take, but I'm a little surprised it's not even a double. Yeah, it's not even a double. So the idea is, I think, even after White escapes the guy, which isn't guaranteed, say he rolls like a 6-1. Maybe that's a pass, but it's not a huge pass, I think. I think that's what's going on. Like White rolls 6-1, Black builds his 5 point or something. It's not some huge pass. And because White is sort of desperate to escape that back checker, escaping the guy's kind of a big deal. Like White could just roll 5-2 or something. Or 5-2 is really bad, but he could just roll like 3-2, and then Black gets to go after him. So yeah, so it takes like, so you can't. So I think the idea is White cannot lose his market huge without rolling like 6-6 or something, and even then that's problematic. And like he can roll a bad number and not be winning by that much. So that's why the computer doesn't cube this. And then from Black's point of view, Black should be thinking, okay, even after White escapes, I still have a bunch of play with this gap here. Just for my edification, our edification, let's play around with this a little bit. I'm just curious. Okay, so the score, let's see, the score, oh, and the score is maybe a little bit of an argument for taking. Okay, so it's 0.6 at the score. It's 0.687 for money. It's closer to a double for money, closer to a pass for money. But what I was thinking, let's keep it for money. Okay, so let's go 6-1, 5-3. I think it's possible White still has a take here. Because I don't know, you got these problems. You got these problem points to clear. Still have to get the guys in the 14 home, and there's some race vig. Okay, it's borderline. Interesting. So if you know this is borderline, you can definitely find the no double last turn. If you know this is a borderline take pass decision. You know, like even, I don't know, even like 6-6, 6-1, 2-3, 4. You got this third checker there. Still have this 3-point game. Now you're crushed in the race. I think this is a pass, but maybe it's not like a huge pass. No, it's even a computer even takes it a plus due to the awkwardness. Like probably this is a pass. Yeah, this is a big pass. Yeah, the third checker on the deuce is a problematic apparently, rather than being on the 6. I wonder if Albert doesn't fully understand the score here. In non-gammonish positions, you can actually take a little more readily than usual at the score. Because if you pass, you let your opponent get to this 4-way score, and if you take and lose, he's saddled with an awkward 3-way score. So you have a little bit of extra incentive to take. Again, in non-gammonish positions, double gammons are pretty valuable. So, okie dokie. You're supposed to split here. Albert runs 6-1, 4-3. Okay, 15-8. Yeah, I think I would have thought the computer played 15-8 also, but the computer actually wants to get the checkers going, back checker going a little bit, but no big deal. Yeah, 4-4. I mean, David's play does some stuff, running all the way, getting the back man going, but yeah, it doesn't because the back men aren't stuck back there. The computer just wants to lock up these points. It's about equal for the win, but this wins a lot more gammons. And it's gonna let, after a bad number by black at this 4-way score, White can offer a powerful gammonish cube. I don't see how White's getting a powerful cube after his play. Yeah, this was wrong. Just lock up the 4 points. Backman is slightly better on the 22 than the 24, maybe, but it's not. So that's not that clear because black's down in the race. But definitely want your 4-point locked up. Yeah, this was good. Apparently David can double this at 4-way, but it's close. Would not double this for money. Okay, a good play here by David with the 1 duplication. At least it's close. Oh, 7-3. I didn't think of that. Black does have the blot in his board though. 3 is our duplicated. 13-9, 6-2. Yeah, I mean, first impulse was actually 6-2 to be honest, but after David made his play, it's like, oh yeah, that's better. That's better. Apparently, there's some other options there. Good. 6-2, good, and then yeah, huge pass as we saw. Yeah, you can't. Okay, so blunder to double this, but blunder to pass this. Right. Yeah, I mean, Albert's only passing due to the score. This 4-way, 3-way score with doubled gammas are very valuable for the 4-way player. And losing 1 isn't so bad. So, and the recube vig is quite hampered. The recubes are quite hampered. So that's why Albert passed. But yeah, the position just isn't threatening enough. Crappy 2-point board. Black not up on the bar. Only 9 checkers in the zone here. Just one blot. It's it's sort of hard to evaluate these positions, especially at these varied match scores. Okay. Yes, something slightly better with the 2-1, but doesn't induce. Apparently, it induces a bad cube. Yeah, I would have thought about cubing this also. 3 away, 3 away, which would be pretty aggressive, but apparently this just isn't threatening enough. Move the checkers on the 11 to the 10, it becomes a little more threatening, but even, I don't know, it's such a huge no double that maybe that's not even enough to swing it. The problem is the 3 checkers back, I think. Like White's front position is pretty sound. It's just not threatening enough. Anyways, Albert tries to do it, tries to justify his cube, doesn't work. Good play by David. Yeah, lock up the second anchor nicely, although computer doesn't mind staying more flexible either. Yeah, but always lock up the second anchor here. 13 to 7. Okay, wants to pop out pretty reasonably. Helps maintain the back game timing. If he gets, I guess this does it too. Keeps this checker from being stuck anyways. Okay, good play. 3-2. That's all he's got. 6-6. Okay, no, Albert's play is correct. Yeah, actually, what I was thinking of a kind of a crazy play at the time. I was thinking about this. You get hit, you fall back on a back game. You get missed, and you get to fill in your 4 points. Maybe both your 4 and your 2. But I guess it's pretty zany. So Albert does this more normal thing of just leaving a single shot and sort of getting the backmen going. Race is close now, so I guess he should not be thinking back game. He should be thinking just play normal, a normal running game or whatever. Maybe we can blitz. Oh, it hits off the 8 point for some reason. Safer. So obviously you're entering with the 5 and either hitting off the 15 or the 8. Albert's play leaves a bunch of return shots. I don't want that potent. I guess the ones in the outfield are pretty potent. Hitting off Black's 9 point. So 9 to 8. Yeah, many fewer nominal return shots. But you're sort of hitting the wrong checker. Like, you want to hit the guy on White's side of the board to gain more. I probably would have done what Albert did also. Okay, 1-3. Okay, enter with the 1 in there. All the 3s appear to be about equal according to the computer. Even 17 to 14. Yeah, they're all pretty close. Okay, now he hits off the 8, comes in. Oh, 3-3, what a shot. Yeah, he just overlooked this. Obviously, you lock up the 5 prime. Boom, boom. Yeah, why not split here? Because you do want to get the backman going, and it's not super dangerous to do so. So the computer likes this play. Albert, I guess, worried about being hit in Black's home board. 6 checkers back though. Woof. I guess you don't worry about being attacked when the other guy has 6 checkers back. This probably would have played better if he had split last turn. Okay, now he gets the backmen going. Okay, good play by Albert here. Okay, David with the good 1-5. 3-3. Yeah. I mean, maybe you like to hit with the 5, but the problem is that the three doesn't play. So yeah, it gets the backman going, keeping both anchors, pretty reasonable. 5-4. Yeah, again, I mean, hitting is just too exposed. So he runs, but should he run all the way? I want to run to the 14. I don't get this actually. Okay, so this is what David did, and apparently is correct. But the distribution is bad on the home front. So why is this so much better than this play, which I think I would have done? It's a similar number of shots, I imagine. Maybe this is slightly more nominal shots. Let's see, 12, 18, 20, 22. No, it's actually quite a few more shots, surprisingly, I think. I think it's maybe as much as 22 shots here. No, maybe 20 shots. The 4-3 is blocked. Whereas David's play is, I think it's just 17. So David's play does save a few shots, and I think the point is it maintains connectivity with the back checkers. So you can maybe make that with a 6 next turn. And it gets better outfield control, maybe. At least in Black's outfield, it's better outfield control. Like my play, if Black rolls badly, he can like kind of hide a checker over here. David's play sort of forestalls that. Yeah, so that was a good play by David. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten that wrong. Yeah, I don't know what Albert was thinking here. I mean, you want the spare on the 4, not the 3, because you have more options with it in the future. And don't you want the guy on the 9 and not the 10 for fewer shots? Was he thinking about 3 duplication or something? That doesn't matter. Right, 3's to hit here, 3's to hit here. It's not like White's happy to give up the 10 point to hit with 3's usually. Okay, David with the 4-2. Yeah, hides the blot, very nice. Albert makes a good play, 6-3. Okay, good shots. He thought about other stuff, but now hitting is worth the risk. Gets hit back. Yeah, he thinks a little bit about 6-2 here because White's after David's play, White is attacking, but 6-2 exposed another blot. It's just too gross. And what was it? 15-10 was quite productive. But Albert gets a nice attack. Gets the backmen going. Computer wants to get the backmen going in a slightly different fashion. Oh, and then the 6-1. Okay, it's close. That's interesting. Yeah, double match point. If it was 8-8, where gammas don't count at all, you should be able to find this play. Obviously, it's risky, but it gives you a more direct path to winning, right? Because you can get that guy safe next turn if you get missed, or you can make the 18 point. Both of which are sort of on the road to winning this one. Meanwhile, you do David's play. I mean, how do you win this? It's still possible, but it doesn't look like there's such direct routes to winning this, you know? But what David was thinking about was, okay, he gets hit with a 3, with a 9, maybe small doubles. He's going to be in gammon danger here. It's in a little bit of gammon danger even after his play too, though. Turns out it's pretty close. Okay, now he runs, although he should play 4-1 and not 6-3 apparently. Albert correctly goes after him. 2-2, finds a switch play, but the computer wants to concentrate on escaping the guys. What does Albert's play do? Yeah, that did look weird at the time to play 7-5. Like, after switching, like 7-5 is sort of a bad use of a 2, I think. Like, you get more, say he enters with like a 3-1, you get more numbers that hit off the 3 point if you keep back on the 7. Meanwhile, you can play the 2 sort of productively elsewhere. do more of the disengagement work. He would have hit with this. And then there's other plays here, but yeah, Albert's play of disengaging is fine. Okay, gets 3 builders, and then he closes them out, and then yeah, you could do other stuff, I guess. 6-4 is good. Let's see, he's up to 93% gammon, so it's not completely gin. So he does have to worry about it a little bit, but not so much that the computer thinks he should leave 2 blot numbers here. So the computer likes Albert's play of 0 blot numbers. Here the computer also plays as safely as possible. And it's kind of a big error, actually, to do what Albert did. Surprisingly big. No, I guess the gammon is just about locked up here. Because you make the super safe play, the computer's play, we'll put it up on the board. Like, you're never getting hit here. And you're still winning 97% gammons. So the gammon is just like super locked up here. After Albert's play, you do get hit sometimes. Like, for instance, if you roll a 6-1, you have 4 blot numbers, three blot numbers, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4. If you roll like a 6-5, if you roll like a 6-1 and then a 6-5, say, which is not a blot number, you're going to be left with a really shoddy position. So I know those are very, very specific. There's a very, very specific sequences, but it sort of shows that like there are some pretty reasonable numbers that leave like a bunch of blot numbers here. As opposed to this, like how do you leave you can't leave a blot number here in the next like 2 rolls. Unless you roll like really weirdly. So yeah, I mean, the key to seeing this is there. You're just, I mean, if you can recognize that you're mid 90s, mid to high 90s for gammon, if you don't get hits, it's a pretty strong indication you should just play as safely as possible. Albert does this, leaving 0 blotters. There's 0 blot numbers too, but it clears a problem point. And then that's all she wrote. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting match. Yeah, good match, guys. Congrats to David. Congrats to Albert. I gotta put David back on the bottom. I've been messing up their names because I'm used to having David on the bottom. But yeah, Albert was on the bottom, and Albert won that one. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you guys think it's something.